Welcome to the Marketing Execution Podcast. This is the show for tech founders and leaders building B2B products and technologies. We show you how to go further, faster to get the business results you need.
From strategies to big exec dreams, catch the buzz and join the execution. Marketing Convo.
In the B2B tech landscape, many companies struggle to capture demand rather than create it. Today, we're diving into how tech startups can revolutionize their go-to-market strategies through effective category design, leading to sustainable growth. You will discover a proven framework for dominating your market, including how to leverage your unique value proposition to differentiate, the steps to frame and create a new category, and a practical approach to implementing these strategies over the next 12 months. Drawing from my experience scaling tech companies, we will explore actionable insights that drive measurable results. Subscribe to the Marketing Execution Podcast for deep dives into strategies that scale tech companies. Now, let's listen in to Tim and Lisa discussing why category design is the winning play for nearly every tech company.
All right, everyone, buckle up, because today we're diving headfirst into the exciting world of B2B tech marketing, but with a twist.
And we're not talking about your typical lead generation strategies or A/B testing subject lines.
We're going way beyond that today. We're talking about a whole new way of thinking about B2B marketing, a way to dominate your market, not just compete in it.
It's about becoming the category king, the undisputed leader in your space.
Love that energy. And to guide us on this journey, we're tapping into the wisdom of the B2B Tech Marketer's Guide to Category Design by the ever so insightful Category Pirates.
Great choice. This book is a goldmine of practical advice and thought-provoking insights.
And they really set the stage early on with this bold statement. In the world of enterprise tech, the company that wins the corner office, wins.
It's about having a seat at the table, being part of those crucial conversations that shape an industry.
Because in the B2B world, influence is everything. But here's the thing. So much of B2B marketing gets stuck in this reactive cycle,
It's always, what does sales need right now? Can we get a brochure out the door?
And we forget about the bigger picture, the strategic vision.
Exactly. We become order takers instead of agenda setters.
Living that service bureau life. Speaking of which, the Category Pirates quote this software CEO who, shall we say, didn't mince words. He said his company was basically making shit and selling shit.
Okay, so maybe not the most eloquent phrasing, but you know what? He has a point.
Right. It's easy to get caught up in the day-to-day grind and lose sight of the bigger picture. But that's where category design comes in, right?
Absolutely. It's about saying, hey, we're not just playing in someone else's sandbox anymore. We're creating our own.
I love that analogy. And you know who did this masterfully? Qualtrics.
Oh, absolutely. They could have just been survey software, another face in the crowd.
But instead they said, hold my metaphorical beer, and created a whole new category, experience management.
They owned the customer experience conversation, left everyone else scrambling to catch up.
Talk about a power move. But here's the thing I'm wondering. This sounds great for a company like Qualtrics, but is this category design thing really accessible to everyone?
That's the beauty of it. It's not just for the big guys. It's a mindset shift that can benefit any company, regardless of size.
So even if you're not sitting on a mountain of VC funding, you can still leverage this approach.
Absolutely. Take C3 AI, for example. They saw a gap in the market for enterprise-grade AI solutions.
And they didn't just fill the gap. They built the entire landscape.
Exactly. They didn't just stumble onto the enterprise AI scene. They strategically built it brick by brick.
Like they brought the blueprints and the construction crew.
And that's the kind of bold thinking that category design is all about. You're not just entering a market, you're architecting it.
Okay, I'm hooked. So how do we actually start doing this? How do we go from zero to category hero?
Well, for starters, it's about understanding one crucial thing. It's not about showcasing your solution. It's about owning the problem.
Hold on, rewind that for me. Isn't solving the problem the whole point?
It is, but it's about framing the problem in a way that makes your solution the obvious answer. Think of it like this. If you walk into a crowded room and announce, hey, I have this amazing software that can do all these cool things, will anyone care? Probably not.
Unless it's the exact solution they've been desperately searching for, and even then.
Right, but what if you walked in and said, does anyone else feel like they're drowning in spreadsheets? Like they're wasting precious time on tedious tasks instead of focusing on what really matters? Now you've got their attention.
Because you're speaking directly to their pain, their frustration.
Exactly, and that's when you unveil your solution as the hero that's going to save the day.
Okay, I'm starting to see how this works. It's like setting the stage before the main act.
Precisely. You're not just selling a product, you're selling a better version of reality. And that's what NVIDIA did with GPUs. They didn't just say, hey, we have faster processors. They said,
Forget CPUs. If you want to be an AI powerhouse, you need GPUs.
they completely reframed the conversation around processing power. It's like Salesforce with cloud CRM. They didn't invent CRM, but they saw the limitations of old school systems and said,
Out with the old, in with the new. It's time to take your customer relationships to the cloud.
they painted a vision of a more efficient, scalable, and accessible way to manage customer data. And people were like, sign me up.
Yeah.
Just like Amazon Web Services or AWS did with cloud computing. They didn't just offer cloud services. They shifted the entire conversation from
Owning expensive, clunky hardware to accessing practically limitless computing power on demand.
exactly. They made the old way of doing things seem, well, kind of silly. So you've defined the problem. You've positioned your solution as the answer. But how do you become the trusted guide in this brave new world you've created?
Because anyone can make bold claims, right? But how do you back it up? How do you become the go-to expert, the Yoda of your industry?
That's where thought leadership comes in. It's about becoming the source of valuable insights and information in your category. It's about sharing your knowledge generously, even if it means giving away some of your secrets.
Okay, so no hoarding all the wisdom like a dragon with its treasure.
Exactly. Remember, knowledge is power, but shared knowledge. That's how you build a movement. It's about educating your audience, elevating the conversation, and establishing yourself as a thought leader. Just like Bruce Cleveland, the former CMO of C3 AI, did with enterprise AI. He literally wrote the book on it, Traversing the Traction Gap.
He didn't just talk the talk, he walked the walk and wrote the book.
Yeah.
So it's about creating content that's not just informative, but also engaging, right? Content that gets people thinking, talking, and sharing.
Precisely. But even with the best content, sometimes it feels like you're shouting into a void. How do you break through the noise?
Especially in the B2B world, where you're often dealing with a very specific niche audience.
It all comes back to language. The words you choose have immense power. Think about it. We're wired for stories, so find the story that resonates with your audience.
Okay, story time. Give me an example of how to craft a narrative that really sticks.
Look at Qualtrics and their genius use of experience gap. They could have talked about customer satisfaction surveys and data analysis, but instead,
They tapped into this universal feeling of knowing something is off with a customer's experience, but not having the words or tools to fix it.
exactly. It's simple, it's memorable, and it creates an instant connection with anyone struggling with that problem.
So it's not just about describing your product or service. It's about creating a feeling, an emotion that people can connect with.
Precisely. And if we're talking about storytelling language, we have to talk about LinkedIn and the genius of Gail Moody-Bird. She was brought in to revitalize LinkedIn sales solutions, already a billion-dollar business.
Because even giants need a refresh sometimes. What was
Yeah.
the problem?
They were stuck in the old way of selling, spray and pray, generic pitches. It wasn't working. It was shallow and inauthentic.
We've all been on the receiving end of those sales pitches, and let's just say they don't exactly inspire warm and fuzzy feelings.
Exactly. So Gail came in with this idea of deep sales, completely reframing the conversation around building authentic, meaningful relationships with customers.
So instead of just trying to close deals, it's about understanding your customers' needs and challenges on a deeper level.
Exactly. It was a brilliant move because it tapped into this universal desire for genuine connection, for something more than just a transaction.
And it clearly resonated because LinkedIn Sales Solutions is still killing it.
Right. So now we're talking about thought leadership, powerful language, compelling storytelling.
Yeah.
This is a lot to juggle. It does make you wonder.
Yeah, like who's leading this whole category design charge? It's not just a solo mission, right?
Yeah.
It really does feel like a team sport, right? So are we saying the CEO needs to be the head cheerleader for this whole category design thing?
More like a player coach, really. Someone who truly understands the vision and can rally the entire team around it.
Because if the CEO is just giving it lip service, that's going to trickle down, right?
Exactly. It's got to be more than just a line item in the budget. The CEO needs to live and breathe this new category.
They need to be the driving force behind it, Otherwise, it's going to fizzle out.
Spot on. It's like Joe Sexton says, you need a CEO who is maniacal about getting the right people in place and then empowering them to make this happen.
Because it's not just about having a great idea. It's about creating a culture that supports innovation and risk-taking.
Absolutely. You've got to give people the freedom to experiment, to push boundaries, even if it means failing sometimes.
Because that's how we learn and grow, right?
Exactly. And that's how you build something truly groundbreaking.
This has been incredibly insightful, but I have to ask, how do we balance this long-term vision of category design with the pressure to deliver short-term results?
It's a great question, and it's something that every company grapples with. But here's the thing. Category design isn't some far-off dream.
It's not like you're just building a castle in the sky and hoping it magically turns into a profitable business.
Exactly. Done right, category design can drive immediate impact. Remember those examples we talked about? NVIDIA, Salesforce, AWS. They didn't just create new categories, they fundamentally changed how customers viewed existing solutions.
And that translated into real business results.
Right. Precisely. They were able to capture market share, command premium pricing, and attract top talent because they were seen as the leaders, the innovators.
So it's about creating that sense of inevitability, like this is the future, and you can either be a part of it or get left behind.
Exactly. It's about building that bridge from where the market is today to that future you're creating with your category. And a big part of building that bridge is through thought leadership, through creating compelling content that positions you as the expert.
So it's not just about having a great product. It's about having a point of view, a perspective that people want to hear.
Absolutely. And that's what sets you apart in a crowded market.
This has been an amazing deep dive into the world of category design. Any final words of wisdom for our listeners before we wrap things up?
If you take away just one thing from this conversation, let it be this. The future belongs to those who are bold enough to create it. Don't be afraid to challenge the status quo, to think differently, and to carve out your own space in the world.
Love that. So to our listeners, if today's deep dive has sparked your own aha moments, don't just sit there, take action. Dive deeper into category design, explore those what-if questions, and ask yourself, what seemingly small or niche category could I potentially own? The next groundbreaking category could be just around the corner, and it might just be yours for the taking. Until next time, keep exploring, keep questioning, and keep pushing those boundaries.
The Marketing Execution Podcast is produced by Growth Stage Marketing. We are on a mission to see your company reach wild success using marketing pods.
Too big, accept dreams. Catch the buzz and join the execution. Marketing Convo.
Thank you for listening and being a part of the marketing execution movement and community. To learn how growth stage marketing clients reach more buyers and drive business impact, go to growthstage.marketing. That's growthstage.marketing.